So there was two Dallas detectives that searched a 25-year-old Chicago woman's suitcase at Dallas Love Field Airport on December the 2nd and seized more than $100,000 from her bag. But first of all, why are you carrying $100,000 through the airport? Why? I would be so afraid to even leave anywhere with that much money, because the moment somebody, can run up on you, somebody see you with that kind of money, they can rob you, whatever, shoot you, kill you, whatever, right? That doesn't make sense. But let's continue this story. So detectives say they smelled a drug odor before they searched the woman's luggage without her permission, but did not arrest her and haven't charged her with a crime. They say the woman was flying domestically and had a layover at the Dallas airport, because internationally you can't fly with that much money. The limit is $10,000 when you're flying internationally, but domestically, allegedly domestically, you can fly with any amount of money that you want domestically, right? That is a straight setup, and y'all really need to get hip to the game with that. Now, they have a thing called civil asset forfeiture, which allows police to seize, then keep or sell the property they allege was involved in a crime. It's they're leaving someone whose property was seized to go to court to try to get it back. So they don't have to charge you with any kind of crime. Like this woman took her money, wasn't charged with a crime, nothing, but they got your money. They can keep your money. They can do whatever they want to do, whatever property they want to take, right? Off of allegations, not that they had a credible evidence that you was doing something. Now they say the police, K9 alerted two detectives with the Dallas Police Department to a black checked-in suitcase secured by a lock. They said a dog named Valentine is trained to pick up the scent of cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and methamphetamine. Now they say a police report does not name what city the suitcase was headed for. They say, however, the bag was said to be transferred to another plane. Now, according to the report, detectives felt they had to act quickly with a search warrant, because would it not be obtained in time, it could cause an undue burden to passengers or airlines. So according to the report, detectives found shipping bags wrapped in blankets containing 100s, 50s, 20s, 10s, 5s, and $1 bills inside the suitcase. There were no clothes or other items in the suitcase. That could look kind of strange that you got a whole suitcase full of money. Just on the most normal people aren't doing that. They're not. Now they say when detectives found the woman in the airport terminal, she told them she was a dancer, and we know what kind of dancer that was, who worked in real estate, and that she had just sold the house. So, okay, you sold the house and you had to go through some paperwork, and this person gave you $100,000 cash. That do make it interesting. Is it illegal? No. But most people just don't give you $100,000 cash. Most people say, look, I'm gonna wire you the money to your bank account. You do that wire transfer and all that sort of thing. And then you good, you straight, right? But continuing, they say, convinced the woman obtained the money through an illegal drug deal. They say detectives seized the cash. They say the woman signed a property receipt for the money. Police saying police did not arrest the woman or charge her in a crime. Now, wait a minute. If you believe that she got the money through drug dealing because you had no evidence, that's just an allegation. You could take the money. She signed the property receipt and she don't get arrested. She don't get charged or nothing. Say, okay, well, we got your money, but you're free to go to your destination. That's messed up. Even though I think it's still like interesting why you would be having a whole suitcase full of money. You know what I'm saying? And trusting, it had a lock on it and all of that. Now, if you would want to move that kind of, I'm just saying, you want to move that kind of money and you don't want nobody to touch it, wouldn't you say, you know what, I'm going to drive. I'm not going to fly because I don't want nobody, what if the bag bust open? That can happen, right? Wouldn't you drive your car? But, the police can pull you over, and then if they search your car and they see that, they were like, oh, what you got going on? Like, what kind of money you carrying, right? So it said the Dallas Police Department celebrated the seizure. It's on social media with a post to the department's Facebook page showing Valentine posing beside the Cash, the dog. And they said that we need to get him some treats. K9 Officer Valentine does it again. It's on 12/2/21. The Lovefield Interdiction Squad seized over 100,000 with the help of Valentine. Good job, Valentine. They love them German Shepherds. Now they say the FBI has confirmed it took possession of the money. So the federal government got it now. So they say under Texas law, authorities can seize assets without charging a person with a crime. It said Black Americans are disproportionately searched and targeted for seizure. It's according to a South Carolina study. It's up to 80% of the people whose assets are seized by authorities are never charged with a crime. Now that is so foul, dirty, and anything else in between. That's legal theft. That's exactly what that is. Legal theft. How is it that under Texas law, they can take stuff from you and don't charge you with nothing just because they want to? I mean, what kind of lawsuits would that even expose? I'm surprised that it wasn't even shot down, that law, because you imagine, see, they do it to the right people. Because think about it. If they go take some people that really got some money, stuff away from them, and they got lawyers and they'll challenge that mess up all the way, but even up to the Supreme Court, you got to be, it's a messed up deal with the Supreme Court right now because, the conservative majority that they have, like I said, and they be agreeing with them race holders too much. See, that's the problem with the Republicans right there. You got the Democrats and their racism, and then you got the Republicans and their racism. Republicans they want to be straight up white supremacist, authoritarian, police do whatever the hell they want to you. But they may not be on that other mess that the Democrats are on. Then the Democrats, they may not really, they actually want the same thing. They're not going to be open with it, but at the same time, they're not going to do much about it. But the Democrats, if you put a lot of pressure on them, they'll fold with certain things. So this is why I always say I can't be a Democrat, I can't be a Republican, because now one of them got black people's interests at heart. They just don't. Now they say the Institute for Justice, it said Attorney Dan Albin said that while it's legal to travel with any amount of money domestically, agencies consider flying with large amounts of cash suspicious. And so unfortunately, it said both the TSA and the DEA have policies that treat what they consider to be a large amounts of money as presumably suspicious and indicative to criminal activity. It said travelers are leaving or flying into the U.S. must declare amounts of cash at least $10,000. That's what I was telling y'all about. It said since 2000, $68 billion in civil assets have been seized by the government, according to the Institute of Justice. And the spokesperson for the police department said detectives assigned to the Lovefield are thoroughly trained, experienced in various criminal interdiction techniques and tactics, many of which were utilized during this incident. Due to the nature of the seizure, as well as where it occurred, it is now subject to follow-up investigation with our federal partners. So my thing is, what can we learn from this story? I'm telling you just from personal experience and how I move. Do not carry large sums of cash like that. Don't do that. Everywhere in the world, literally, except Visa and MasterCard, okay? Call your bank before you leave the country or whatever you're going to do and say, hey, I'm going to this city, this state. I'm going to this country. I'll be in this state. This city, that city, this one the whole time. Let your bank know where you're moving so they don't shut your card down for anything, right? If you go through, let's say we're talking about traveling internationally, carry a minimum amount of cash. You got 1,000, 2,000 on you, something like that. You can have a whole 10 if you want, but I say that, carry some on you if you're spending change or whatever, but it's like your hotel. You could pay for your hotel or your Airbnb, on your card, right? Sometimes you can pay for that way before you even get there. So a lot of times I don't do Airbnb like that, but I'll get a hotel. So I may go through booking.com or something internationally. I like booking.com because I like their system. So I'll do that. Here domestically, I just, whatever website, whatever hotel I want to stay in, I go there, get my stuff set up. Everything is paid. Is no moving of cash. I'm not a person that carry cash like that. I tell anybody, you would not do good trying to take something from me because you don't get no cash out of me. I don't carry it like that. Because at least in your bank, your money is insured up to $250,000. That's first and foremost. Second of all, if something happened, they can put the money right back. You know what I'm saying? You can file a claim. You can do whatever, through your bank. Don't be carrying cash like that. That woman should have never did that. Let's say she on the up and up, nothing is wrong. It ain't no way. She like, no. I don't need no $100,000 cash. You gonna do this deal. We gonna do it and you gonna transfer a wire transfer to my bank. That's how that's gonna work. I'm saying you're not gonna get no keys to no property until you do this wire transfer and I see the bank. Okay, hit my bank account. Okay, cool. It's yours. It is what it is. But don't go through that airport with all that money. It was another story that we covered not too long ago where you had a brother. He was going through the airport with $30,000 in cash. The reason why he was doing that, him and his son was going to another state to go buy a truck. And something was wrong with the truck, so he decided not to do it. So when he came back, and on his way back, they seized his $30,000 from him, right? Took his money. Didn't charge him with a crime, didn't do whatever. And like they said, black people are disproportionately searched and targeted for seizure. So since you're more, of course, anything with black people, you're going to be more targeted by the race soldiers. So you got to be the most wise than anybody else, right? As long as you live in Babylon, you got to think ahead. So never carry large sums of cash like that. I don't know why black people do that. That's so silly to me to hear black people still doing that. Put your money in your bank, your credit union, whatever you got, put it over there. You can do all your transactions electronically now. This is not the old days. You got to carry cash. Now, I know in some African countries, they still kind of do some cash, but that's even slowly fading out in certain countries too. When they have things like M-Pesa and all these different things like that, you got World Remit, all the different things that they're using now. And that's phasing out, right? But for instance, last time I went to Turkey, that's no different than being here in America in a lot of ways. So my credit cards are fine. When you go to certain areas, or even on the African continent, right? You go to the nicer areas, you can use your credit cards, no issue, no problem. And shoot, I even say about the Apple card, right? I didn't even call the bank that I have with my Apple card. I was just using it. I'm like, shoot. I said, I didn't even call them. But, they tracking you through that phone, too. Same thing with my bank. They tracking you through that phone, so they know you yet, using that thing. So that's the only thing that I would say, ladies and gentlemen, is to don't carry a bunch of cash through the airport. Use your card. There's no reason for that, carrying all that cash, because they're going to think you some sort of drug dealer. Let's call it what it is. A lot of drug dealers not going to put $100,000, $200,000, or just these big, large sums of money inside the bank. Why? Because anything over $10,000, they got to report that to the feds, even if it's legal money. So if you make over $10,000 a month, they're reporting you every single month to the feds. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just, so drug dealers don't do that. This is why a lot of criminals was using Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a way to move things and you can cash it out and all these things you can do with Bitcoin. That's why, not everybody uses Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is originally used a lot on the dark web, for criminals. But anyway, with that being said, I repeat this again, the moral of the story: do not carry large sums of cash through the airport. It's, I know people can say what's not right and what's wrong, and that's fine. But if they take your money, you know what I'm saying? They've been doing it. Remember, we said they took $68 billion since 2000. $68 billion. And good luck getting that money back. Good luck. Because you know how the court system are. The courts will tie you up 2 and 3 years trying to get something back. So if this is your first time, coming to our podcast, thank you, and welcome to our podcast. We greatly appreciate you stopping by. And, with that being said, we still have our end of the year fundraiser going on. That's helping us to push forward all our plans for 2022. You can click that link actually on the screen if you would like. It would take you to our GoFundMe, that little icon you see pop up with the sister's picture. We also have a link in the pinned comment as well that you can click, watch that video so you know exactly what we want to do. And if this platform has been a blessing to you, if this platform has informed you, if anybody, you know, out there that's on our team, you know, has quickened you to some sort of knowledge, you know, help us to continue in 2022 as we go forward to all our plans. We have a lot of plans for expansion, and we need your help to do that. We don't have big corporate sponsors or nothing like that. We not Boulay Martin it up, you know, so we're not shucking and jiving for, you know, white corporations. We just trying to, you know, work with the people. So definitely thank you for listening, and see you next time. And Happy New Year.